Good afternoon, everybody. I know we're getting to the end here, so I'd like everybody to take a deep breath in and breathe out, because we're going to spend the next 8 minutes talking about the value of the exhaled breath. My name is Raj Reddy. I'm the CEO of nGageIT, and we build intelligent nanosensors that map the human breath. And we map the human breath to detect a unique fingerprint of diseases like cancer and to detect a unique fingerprint of medications that you take. So the problem that we're solving is that of low medication adherence and patient disengagement. And we're answering two fundamental questions. Number one, did you actually eat the medicine that you were prescribed? And number two, did that medicine work for you in your own body? And as we can see in the elderly population, medication non-adherence is a very serious problem. So for medication adherence, our technology is able to turn any oral medication into a digital object, which we can then detect using a smartphone. In fact, we can passively sample your breath every time you talk into your smartphone. And this is how it works.
nGageIT's patent-pending nanosmart technology coats any oral medication with a molecular layer that acts like a barcode on each drug. These nanoparticles contain critical information such as the type of drug, lot number, and time taken. Our biosensor picks up the unique fingerprint of the drug. Our nanosensor for oral drugs is compact and simple to use. nGageIT Digital Medicine. We make your medicine smarter.
So that's just the first part of the problem. So our medication adherence solution helps us enable intelligent interventions, but we still got to figure out what's going on in your body to determine whether that drug's properly customized for you. To do that, we map your exhaled breath for the underlying disease. And this is how we do that.
Cancerous tumors excrete unique identifiable metabolic fragments called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, into the bloodstream. These gaseous VOCs circulate for 1 minute, then partition from the blood into the exhaled breath in a very unique pattern. Introducing Aristotle Intelligent Breath Diagnostics. This is how Aristotle's AI-enabled nanosensor array detects the diseases like cancer from your exhaled breath.
So we're focusing our breath diagnostic platform on 3 important diseases to begin with: lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, and breast cancer. And yes, there's a marker for diabetes from your breath, so that's going to be the next one, and that's pretty painless. So these are some of the biomarkers that we're using to detect from your breath. And for the cancer business, our nanosensor solution can help expand the scope of precision oncology to earlier stages of the disease and reduce costs. And for the elderly population, you can imagine sending a visiting nurse to the patient's house for a painless, non-invasive breath test for cancer versus sending them to a hospital for an invasive procedure like a tissue biopsy. Our stakeholders know that we can reduce the per unit cost of care. And in the clinical trial market, we can help accelerate drug development. I'm going to skip a few of these. We're pleased to announce our new client partnership with Metro Health Hospitals. We'll be rolling out into 10,000 patients and about $6 million worth of revenue per year. Our main competition in the digital medicine space is Proteus. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they have a computer chip that they put in a tablet. At the pre-production stage, you swallow it, use a Band-Aid that you wear on your belly for the rest of your life. I asked my wife as part of my marketing study whether she would do that, and I got a very distinct answer. So at nGageIT, we just use your breath. There's no wearables required, and we can, of course, map the biomarker performance of the drug in your body as well. Nevertheless, Proteus has a $1.48 billion valuation, and at nGageIT, we're still working on that. Our milestones in 12 to 16 months we'll be commercializing with FDA approval. We've got strong engineering backing from SmartShape, who has over 30 years of experience in medical product design. We've got a bankable team of health system experts and industry leaders like Mr. Dan Lewis, who's the former COO of Metro Health Hospitals. And at nGageIT, we truly believe that by mapping the human breath for data, we can help transform the way medicine is practiced today, and more importantly, to improve lives. Thank you. Yeah, so that's a good question. So right now there's around 20 markers that we have. So cancer is the first set. We've also got PD markers for neurodegenerative disease, that's Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, diabetes. There's a very specific breath marker for diabetes, liver disease. So there's numerous markers for diseases other than cancer. And what we're doing is we're developing breath biomarker databases to validate those markers, then market those products, then move to the next marker and do the same thing. So we've got 400 physicians at Metro Health who are helping us out with patient loads to develop that data for the AI platform.
What's your percentage of false positives on any given marker?
So right now, the worst one I would say is pancreatic cancer. So it's about 8% right now. But AI is a learning platform. So as we develop a bigger N and more patients, that marker, that percentage will reach about 99 or above. It'll be equivalent to a liquid biopsy. And we're developing more patients by looking at other countries like Brazil. We're looking at a deal there in Mexico to develop more patients to be able to train the AI and improve the diagnostic accuracy.
Thank you. Oh, one more. Sorry.
I tend to think that you may have a really easier market in compliance of taking medicine, which could sort of get you going and get volume before you get FDA approval for cancer.
Yeah, so it turns out that for the breath diagnostic marker, it falls into the LDT category, so it falls under CLIA, not FDA. So that we can actually start it right now in terms of marketing it and developing revenue by launching it into the research use only space for pharma. So when they're looking at new drug targets while we're busy trying to commercialize it and get it into the CLIA regulation. So that's actually earlier than the medication adherence space. We're working on that right now, yeah. For the medication adherence space, by the way, what we're doing is we're looking at, for example, there's a couple of drugs that are going off patent. By adding our technology to the back of those drugs, their patent can be extended. So if you're talking about a $5 billion, $6 billion blockbuster, there's a lot of pharma companies that are very interested in our technology because we're extending their patent in a very meaningful way. We're improving adherence, the payer likes it, the patient likes it, and of course the drug company likes it as well.
Thank you. Great. Next up, we have Kimmy from Tending.